really to take off. These are all reasons why an NDP government would be the best choice for Canada.
Questions and comments? The honourable member for Saanich Gulf Islands.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The honourable colleague for New Westminster Burnaby, there's much in his speech that I'd want to support, but I was particularly drawn to his reminiscences, believe it or not, of a better time that I think of quite often. During COVID, with the degree of cooperation that happened in this place, I remember distinctly the work we did, believe it or not, all the finance critics from every party, including myself for the Green Party, and the honourable member for New Westminster Burnaby representing the NDP as finance critic, and we all were, and the member for Carleton, at the time, finance critic. He's doing something different now. And we all met on a regular basis with a former colleague, the Honourable Bill Morneau, who was Minister of Finance, on every other week. We brought news from the ground. This is not working for our businesses locally. This is working. And because we couldn't vote in this place, every single bit of that $80 billion in emergency spending to help Canadians was passed unanimously. Unanimous consent every time. And I just want to stop for a moment and thank all of our colleagues for the ability to pull together to help Canadians in crisis. And please, let's do it again.
The honourable member for New Westminster Burnaby.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and I thank my colleague, who's a good friend, for raising that point. It is true. During COVID, I think we saw the best of parliamentarianism in this country. All members of Parliament working together. You'll recall we didn't have the virtual Parliament to start. We had a scant number of MPs in the House because of social distancing. At the same time, we were able to agree on a variety of supports that made a big difference in the lives of Canadians. And I would suggest, Mr. Speaker, and I think my colleague would agree with me, that the climate crisis now calls upon that same level of cooperation. We need to work together. We're seeing the wildfires in northern Canada, a fire season that's starting earlier than ever. In British Columbia, we lived through the heat dome that killed 600 people, including 60 people in my riding. We've seen atmospheric rivers that have cut off portions of Canada from other portions of Canada. There is absolutely no doubt that the climate crisis is on hand. We all need to work together, and I would hope that we would find that renewed sense of cooperation among all members of Parliament to combat this crisis that is requires a degree of cooperation never seen before in our country's history.
Questions and